let's make a little Lottie. Ooh. So you won't find any fabric requirements in this pattern because she is made from scraps, offcuts, the bits that, you know, you thought, oh, I can't make anything with that, put it in the bin. Don't. Make yourself a little Lottie. So she's complementary to regular size Lottie, but also due to the pattern, it's also complementary to other patterns that I have, such as Enigma and Percy. So if you have those already, this might just be the little companion that you need. Less talking, let's make ourselves one. So find the link for the freebie in the description. So grab a middle piece, a right side and a left side. And what we're going to do is right sides together. I'm going to sew down this side and this side using seam allowance. So once you've sewn the pieces in place, you're going to push them towards the sides and top stitch as I have done. I did record it, but I didn't realise it cut out. So I have already done it here. And then you can go ahead and fuse your fleece to the wrong side. If you're using faux leather, be careful, you don't want to melt anything. I do mine from the wrong side and I use just a scrap. I mean, you can even use a lining piece just to protect it so you don't get this all melted to your iron. The two are the same, and we can start putting this together. I have my zipper. It's 5.5, and then I've only sewn over one end. You can sew over both ends. I probably recommend that. And I've made zipper tabs. So I have a piece that started 2 inches by 1 inch, and then I folded it in half, brought the short edges in, folded it in half again. So you end up with a tab that is 1/2 inch wide now. And all I'm going to do is into the fold, slide your zipper. So one goes on each end. And we can stitch them in place. Like so. Just keep having to check now that it's not cut out again. So grab any one and lay your zipper right side to the outer piece and center it. If you want to measure it first, feel free. What we're going to do is base stitch the zipper to the top edge of the outer piece. It doesn't matter which way your zipper goes, it doesn't matter, as long as it's centered and right sides together. Obviously you're going to want to stitch to your zipper foot now too, like that, and grab a lining piece, right sides together. And don't panic that the lining is smaller, that is okay, as long as it's the same size along the top edge. And we're going to sew all the way across the top using a 1/4 inch seam allowance. Like that. So I'm going to open these up and bring them wrong sides together. Now I like pop some clips in. Because we're not top stitching, I just add a couple of clips on the bottom just to hold the pieces together. We're not top stitching yet, it will happen. Outer piece, right sides together, center the zipper. I'm going to do exactly the same again, base stitching. And once you pop that one in place, I'm going to add the remaining lining piece. So to the top edge of this outer piece we've sewn in, or the edge of the zipper tape, and I'm going to sew them together using a 1/4 inch seam allowance, same as we did with the other side. There we go. So I'll just undo these clips. So I'm going to have both outers right side up, and both linings right side down. So each side has an outer and a lining. If your fabrics allow, you can press them away from the zipper. Obviously I can't press this side, but I will give the lining just a little press. So this is the point where we now top stitch. So keeping it as we had it, with both outers up, the linings down, we're going to top stitch a box around the zipper. So around the zipper tape, so down the one edge, across this zipper tab, anywhere will do, across the tab, across here, back across this tab. Try and make them even, so if you go across the edge of this one, go across the edge of that one, and then back. So we're doing a rectangle around this teeth. These teeth, this teeth, neither sounds right. The teeth, yeah. Let's do that. Okay, so I've sewn around the teeth in a totally mathematically correct rectangle. So my zipper, I'm just going to bring somewhere to the middle, so that I've got some room to open it, but it's not near the sides. And this time I'm going to bring the outers together. Matching up the seams on the bottom edge as best they can. Now when it comes to the sides, there's a few different ways you can do it. I generally press all the seams towards the lining. You can nest them if you want, so one going one way, one side going the other, or you can even open the seams, whichever way works for you. But this is how I get my neatest corners, is all of them going towards the lining. I know everyone's got a preference. If you have no preference, or you've not done this before, feel free to go with my method. Now when it comes to the bottom edge of the lining, we need a turning up. So in between those clips, a rough kind of hand width. Ooh, I'm not sure about this lighting. My hand looks green. So I've made a mark. It's a rough hand width, and that is for turning. So I could sew this bit here, down the sides, and across the bottom edge of the outer part using seam allowance. I've done that. I'm just going to take off some of the seam allowance. Oops. I'm not really cutting the seams where the pieces were stitched together, and I'm not going to take a lot of this bottom edge as well. We can box the corners now. So pick one open. And do what you wish with the seams. You can open them, push them to either side, just so that they sit nicely, but we're bringing the side seam to meet the seam on the base. As it's a coin purse, it's not really going to hold a lot of heavy stuff, so we're not worried about like support stitches or anything like that. We're just making corners. I've got real butterfingers today. Dropsies. So we can sew the four corners using seam allowance. Box corners, and then reach for your turning gap. Push your zipper all the way open. And then you can turn this right side out. And push out the corners. Okay, nearly done. We just need to close up our turning gap. So roll the seam allowances into the gap until you have nice equal folded edges to match together. And we'll sew as close as you're comfortable to the edge to close that turning gap up. Like that. And then just literally push that into the lining. Pop the corners up. And there we go. You have yourself a little Lottie.